Okay, so today I just wanted to record a mini tutorial for my friend, my dear onion friend, on how to do how to make vectors basically. And so this is my Adobe Illustrator. I'm currently I'm gonna try and vector these 3 bunnies, and I have those layers locked at the moment. Wait, no, do I? Okay, yeah, I do. And so what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be using the curvature tool, which is this one. So technically, to make vectors, I can use this tool, but I don't like it as much. I use the pen tool more for very straight lines, but if I'm making like curvy or V shapes, I would always use the curvature tool. But there is also the pencil tool, which I found out about recently. Where is it? Is it this one? Where it is useful for if you have a tablet or if you are like really trying to like illustrate something less, like more at one go. So I'll just demonstrate what it's like. Like I'm currently on mouse, but you can do shit like this, and it will try to like smoothen it out into a vector. Oh wait, so once you create your path, right, with these tools, you need to add like a stroke and a fill. I'm just gonna add like a 3-point stroke and make it a little darker pink. Yeah, so that's what it'll look like. And pencil tool is really handy, and from pencil tooling, from there, this will be what it looks like. This is what it looks like as well when you use the curvature tool, but you can like adjust them accordingly from here. I use this feature very often. And alright, so from here I'll just curvature tool this, but okay, so I want to do it from here. And so you see how there's like 2 different dots? So this white dot means that it'll be all curvy, but if you like double click it, it will become the blue dot, and that blue dot will mean that it'll be like a straight, it'll make it like a straight angle. But if I double click it again, it will become like curvy like this again. So that is, it is useful for when you want to like fix a point to be something. So if I didn't double click that, like I'm trying to make this angle, if I didn't double click that, this whole section would be very curvy like this. So it is great for when you want to fix that point to be very sharp. And then from here, if I just let this thing connect, right, it will do this. Which is not what I want, so I'm trying to keep it from doing that at the moment. So then I will just curvature tool and fix that point, and fix this point as well, and then ding. So I'm not like going to combine this path into one, because to do that I will have to do like connect these 2, and it will leave a weird gap in the middle here, even though I want it to be filled. So I'm not going to do that. And what I like to do, oh wait, where did this path go? Sorry. What I like to do is I like to keep my, you can fill this layer with a color. So like I can make it pink like this, yeah, and it will generally fill in most of the spaces. Sometimes if you like don't connect the path, it will not fill in the space, but if it doesn't, that is one of the reasons why I prefer to actually have a separate layer for my color and for my stroke. The other reason is because I like to add gradients into my strokes and into my fills. So doing that requires a clipping mask. And if I add a clipping mask onto the... Okay, so I'll just duplicate this and I'll show you guys. Hold on. Alright, so this is my second one. Actually, I need to add the other year, but I'll do it later. So this is like a bunny with both stroke and fill. So this one has the fill and the stroke separated. I'm gonna undo the stroke here. And what it'll look, and so if I try to add a gradient on top of this, which I'll just do a quick thing right now. I'll just get rid of the stroke, make this like a color drop this pink. Wait, Okay, there we go. And color drop that pink as well and just make it slightly darker. Oh wait, I just realized you can't see my other thing. Oh shit. Sorry. Should I redo? No, I think I'll try it out like this first. But okay. So I'll just make this section a little darker and maybe just re-angle that a little bit. 30 degrees, 45 degrees? No, 30 degrees. Yeah, that's better. And so if I would want to crop this into like the light pink part of this ear, right? Because I would want the stroke to be visible. But if I do this, okay, I'll just duplicate this as well for the this piece. But alright, so if I do this, okay, I'm just gonna clipping mask this real quick. If I do it like that, it will clip onto the stroke as well. So you can see this, which is undesirable. You do not want that. And so what I do to like fix, what I do usually is I will have my fill be separate from the stroke, as you can see here. And so I will just do this real, like clipping mask that gradient onto the fill real quick, and there you go. And you can see that the stroke is unscathed, and underneath it, it just fills on, it just like gradients onto the fill just fine, and which is what you want. And therefore, I prefer it vastly. And so I mean, really, that's just how you make vectors. There's a lot of other things you can do with your vectors as well, but I think so far I have generally only been doing this kind of... Oh wait, okay. Let me just fix what I didn't show you just now, but you get to see my whole screen. But there's a thing that you can do with the stroke as well. Alright, so you see how at the end of this, like for this vector, the like sharp points are really sharp looking, and this section is just like very stubby. Like sometimes you do not want it to look like that, and you know what, that's fair. And so you can see like all my properties in here, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna go over to my appearance tab, and what you can do is you can press to the stroke. Technically you can do this in the properties tab too, like from here, but I prefer to do it in the appearance tab because I don't like this thing being so long. Alright, so what I like to do is you can change the cap to be round. So instead of as stubby as it was earlier like this, it is like round and nice and like, you know, cute. And for the corner you can change it as well. There is right now it's at a meter joint, so it is very sharp, but normally I'll make it a round joint, so you can see here it's a lot like rounder and it's more like, yeah, it looks a lot softer in general. But another thing you can do as well is a bevel joint, so it will just like crop like that. But I have not found an occasion where I've ever used this before. I find that it gives a interesting look, but not one that I normally go for. So I have normally only gravitated towards my round caps and my round joints. I don't know what this, I have not really experimented with this thing yet, but you know, I don't use it often. Oh, you can also change the profile of your line to be different. So it's like right now it's a constant like just this level, right? But you can change it to be like tapered in a certain way. So this one, like I think it's basically like it tapers off at the end of the thing. I don't find occasions to use the specific ones here very often. I feel like they look kind of strange a lot of the time, but you know, it's nice for if you want to make a vector that has a very like signature-y type of look. Like I think I did something like that before for this yeah, I think I did something like that for this rabbit vector because I wanted to make it look like a signature. And if you want to change the like type of brush that you use as well though, that you can just use this. And my favorite type of brush is this kind of like fountain pen brush, where you can see it kind of flattens at the sides. You can also use like something like this, which is more pencil-y, this brushes tab is very good for it. Gives you a lot of texture. Whereas this one's a very flat brush. It's really very fountain pen like. And there is a bunch of other brushes as well that you can go and like go ahead and use, but I do not, because they will make this section very full. But I can show you some of them. Yeah, like you can open that section and it will show you a whole lot of them, and you can like just change there's a lot of things here. It's pretty cool. And so I like to go for I like trying these artistic brushes out. They have very interesting effects. Like, oh yeah, that one is this one that I showed you just now. And you can also make it all like very thick, very like that. You can make it very blunt. It's a lot of cool things you can do. There are some oh yeah, the paintbrushes ones. The paintbrush ones are very interesting. Like, you can do shit like this. Like, honestly, I recommend like experimenting with them. It's very fun. But I have not found an occasion to experiment with them to my full heart's content and to use them as in that kind of way. But otherwise, like, this is how you make a vector, and that's how you add like a gradient and like a few of my own tips. I hope that was handy to you, my dear onion friend. And yeah, very short video for this time. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.